Hi, it's Paul here from Rainbow Power. I'm here today to discuss our Deye hybrid power systems. There's a range of reasons why we might do it. For instance, an electrician might be working on your power system and then actually may need to de-energize the power system. So it's important we know how to shut it down. The second thing that can be useful for is if we have a fault in the system, sometimes being able to turn the system totally off and then turn the system back on can actually clear a fault for you as well. So the general principle when we're doing a shutdown or a startup procedure is that what we want to do is we want to start at the furthest reaches of our power system and come back through the inverter and back down towards the batteries. So by the furthest reaches of your power system, I mean that we want to go turn your devices off. So for instance, if you've got a computer running or you've got some kind of important equipment running, obviously you need to actually go to that equipment and actually turn it off safely. So basically turn off your appliances at your power points. Once you've turned off the your power points, we're then actually coming to our main distribution board. You might actually have subboards in your house. You can go turn the power off on the subboards, but this here is our main distribution board from our power system. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to turn the switches into the off position. So from there, we've turned off the power. So that means that now power is actually not moving through the system as such, so to your loads and running things. And so the system's now safe for us to actually turn off. So to turn it off, we're going to use the on-off button on the left-hand side of the inverter. We're actually going to turn that off. We're also going to turn off the PV switch, which is on the left-hand side here. So we always make sure that we turn the inverter off and then turn the PV switch off. You'll see that the lights remain on the inverter for a little bit, and that's because it's still got energy actually from the battery. We can also see the lights on the battery. So now we're going to turn off the battery to the inverter, which we should actually see then the screen go dark on the inverter. Sometimes there's a secondary isolation switch which sits between the battery. If the battery is a long way away from the inverter, maybe in another room, there might be a separate isolation switch and it will say main battery isolator on there. You need to turn that off. In this example where the battery is very close, the main battery isolator is located here on the right-hand side of the inverter. There's also an on-off button here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the on-off button off. Okay, so we're turning the battery BMU off. And then down here, we actually have a cover. And we can turn the main breaker off. And then we're also going to turn the individual battery modules off. And sometimes there's actually more than one module inside a battery stack. We can actually have up to 6 modules. You need to turn each individual battery off. You'll notice now that the screen's gone blank. So we've got no lights on the system anywhere. And we've also got a blank screen here, which means that the system's totally turned off. This is all actually included in the shutdown procedure here on the right-hand side. So at any point you need to refer to it, you can actually just follow the actual individual steps here on the shutdown procedure.